Hi Flosstube, I'm Tamara. I am PD Stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram, and this is my channel about cross stitch. For those of you who are new, welcome. I hope that you see something that you like, and if you do, I hope you hit the subscribe button. I've had a little uptick in subscribers in the last couple of weeks, and for those of you who have subscribed recently, welcome. I always enjoy new friends. I'd love it if when you subscribe, you shoot me a comment that says, how you found me. Whether you just stumbled upon me, or somebody recommended me, or you found me from where I've shared my Flosstube on a Facebook group. Just shoot me a message, shoot me a comment, let me know, so I can see where my new friends are from. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your likes. I just appreciate your friendship. That's what I like most about the Flosstube community. So what do we have today? We have no finishes. I have not finished anything this week. I'm close on one thing, but not finished anything. I've got some whips. I have some plans. I have no haul. I have some life updates, and then our quote. So let's get started with the whips. So the first whip was Angel of Freedom. This is my oldest whip, and so when I finished all of my January focus projects, when I finished the goals I had for those, I decided to go back and work on my oldest whip, and that's Angel of Freedom from Lavender and Lace. And it will look like this. And I'm doing this on 32 count Sweet Pea. So last week I've worked a lot on this part of her skirt right here. And I've gotten a good bit of that done. So, and she'll get some more love in February, and I'll talk about that when we get to plans. So that's whip number one, and I got a good bit of work done on her. I didn't get as much work done on anything this week because I didn't stitch for 3 days, and I'll get into that when we get to life. So one of the other things I worked on this week was Words to Live By from Tiny Modernist. And I had finished this square and the little border around it before last week's video. So this week, I started the top border and then the flower on the next piece. I love those bright colors. It's raining here again, so not a lot of sunlight coming in. I've got lights on. The color's decent, and it's actually showing pretty true. In fact, you can kind of even see the different colors in the rainbow this week, because last week it just all looked white, and this week you can kind of see yellow, pink, and the light blue. So, and that will also get some love in February, and I'll talk about that when we get to plans. And then I'm working on another Tiny Modernist. This is Summer Signs, and I'm doing all four, but yesterday I worked on Sand in the Air, Salt in My Hair, because all of these are very close to a finish. So all I had when I started yesterday, well, I had everything except for the outer border and air part of hair. I had the H, I didn't have the AIR. So I finished the AIR and did this part of the outer border. And while I was looking at it yesterday when I pulled it back out, and I haven't touched this in several months, I don't know why, but the dot is missing above the I, so I'm going to have to go back and do that. And then if you look at the Y in mine, I left out a line on the Y. I don't understand why I did that. So I'm going to have to go back and put in one little tiny back stitch, which doesn't sound like a lot, except for trying to secure that thread with that one little tiny backstitch piece. So that's all I worked on this week. Look on the life. So I took one of my girls, my oldest daughter, to Disney World. We left Sunday. We came back Wednesday. We spent Monday and Tuesday at the parks. So it was a really quick trip, but I didn't stitch at all on Sunday or on Wednesday because that was an 8-hour drive one way. So 8 hours in the car Sunday, 8 hours in the car Wednesday. By the time we got there Sunday and got home on Wednesday, I did not have the brain capacity to stitch. I stitched a little bit on Monday morning because we were going to Epcot, and it didn't open until 11, so we couldn't even get on the Skyliner to go over there until 10. So I had some time in the morning before we went over. Tuesday I didn't stitch. We went to the Magic Kingdom, and it opened at 9. We went to go get on the bus from the resort to the park at 7:45, and then we didn't get back until we got back to the resort about 6 or 6:30, and I was drained. I will say I was very impressed with all of the measures that Disney World had put into place for COVID. They had blue lines on the ground for every ride, for the line, for the queue, so that you could be spaced correctly. Most people abided by those. There were a couple of times where I had to ask the people behind us because they were treating it like it was a regular day in Disney World and right up behind us, and I asked them to back up. I did it nicely and politely, but just said, can you please move back a little bit? Because, and they did very much enforce the mask policy. If you had it, I watched them ask one guy who was walking around with a drink, so he had his mask down around his chin. One of the cast members came over and asked him to put it back over his mouth and nose, and they made announcements constantly throughout the day that you had to have it over your mouth and nose unless you were eating or drinking, and if you were eating or drinking, you had to be stationary. You couldn't be walking around, and you couldn't do it in lines. So I felt like they took a lot of precautions to make it as safe as possible. And Epcot on Monday there were very, very few people there. It was not crowded at all. We were able to ride, I think we rode everything except Mission Space because neither one of us had any desire to ride that one. That was a little bit intense. So we rode every ride except Mission Space, and we rode three or four rides more than once. So, the line wait was nothing. At Magic Kingdom, it was a little bit more crowded, but we were still able to ride everything we wanted to ride. We were able to ride a few rides a couple of times. I was a little disappointed. I understood why, but Haunted Mansion, they've had to take out the part where you go in the room and, stand around and see the stretching portraits and do the whole little spiel. They took that part out because they can't have people just standing in a room listening to that all on top of each other. So that was disappointing because I did enjoy that part of just the whole experience of Haunted Mansion. But other than that, everything was a normal day at Disney, except for spacing in the lines and the wait times. I'm not complaining about either one of those. In fact, I honestly think even after COVID, we should keep those lines on the ground for in the queues to keep the spacing in the lines, because I appreciated not having people standing right up on top of me. So that's just my opinion. So plans. February. Tomorrow is the first day of February. Today is January 31st, by the way, and it's about 9:30 in the morning here. It's still kind of gray and dark. It's not bright and light like it should be at 9:30 because of the rain. We've had so much rain this year in January. So much rain. But February starts tomorrow. Jessie Marie pulled 2 more numbers for WhipGo. If you're not familiar with that, go check out Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She has a video that explains it, and she has a Facebook group for it. I highly encourage, if you want to stitch and have goals for your stitching so that you can kind of focus on pieces, it is a really good way for you to create your own goals and have a plan. So the two she called for, the two numbers that she called for my board were 5 days on Angel of Freedom. So this one will get 5 more days of love. I'm probably going to come down in here and do some of the front part of her skirt. I'm still leaving all of the metallic for the end just because I just don't have the brain capacity for it right now. And so then I'll go back and do the bells and all the little metal metallic gold stitches in her skirt at the end. But I'm going to do some more. So she'll get 5 days of love. And then the other Whip Go goal that was pulled was, it's housed, all of these others are housed in just a generic Amazon vinyl bag. But this one is actually in a So Much to Love Mickey Mouse bag. And I don't know what this, it looks like it's been through the ringer, but it's Ink Circles Rosetta. And I'm doing each medallion, I chose 4 colors for the medallions, so 1 color for each medallion on each row. And so this one, the color will go for those 3, and then like that. So, and then the outside is in Week Style Works Coal. So the goal for February for this is to finish 1 medallion. So this is where it is. And I might extend my goal to do a little bit more than just finish 1 medallion, because this medallion is so close to a finish. So I'll definitely finish this medallion in February, and then I'm going to finish the border around it. So I'll count that as being part of my goal, to finish the border around it. And I might even start the border on this medallion right here. I love the variegation in these flosses. And the lighting, it doesn't matter where I hold it, you're not going to see. This is a green, a light limey green. So it's kind of showing up more blue on camera because of the lighting. But I love the variegation and just how pretty it's turning out. So that those 2 will get, I should easily hit my Whip Go goals this month for those 2. And then my 100 Stitches a Day project is February from the Cricut collection. And like I said, most of mine are just housed in these vinyl bags from Amazon. I was looking for vinyl stickers. I was hoping I'd find some over at Disney World. Didn't see any, so I'm going to have to get some vinyl stickers to put on those to decorate. But it's February from the Cricut collection that I'll be putting in 100 Stitches a Day. I started this for Mania in 2020. And this is as far as I've gotten. I've got 5 of the 9 letters, so I should be able to, with 100 stitches a day, that should get me 1 full letter a week, which will get me through the end of February, and I should be finished. So, we'll see. But that is the goal. The goal is to finish February in February. And then I also am planning to finish this block in Words to Live By in February. So that should give me plenty to work on this month and plenty to focus on. I'm still doing magical stitches. They just separated into groups yesterday. I'm in the Gods group. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to do the challenges and the prompts with, now that we have not individual groups, but groups that will be competing. And I know reading through it, so it's based on the number of stitches for each group each week. So to stitch, even if you don't think you can hit as much as somebody else, your stitches will count. So that's good, because some days I'm not able to stitch as much as others. And I'm not a fast stitcher at all. This week will be a little bit more entertaining. School sports are starting back this week, so one of mine will start soccer at the middle school, and the other will start track at the high school for this week. So they'll have practice Monday through Thursday, I believe. Friday, I am an official at a college track meet Friday and Saturday, and my two of my girls are going to be competing at the meet on Saturday. They're not college age, but they race walk, and race walk is one of those events that they do allow at most college meets. It's only NAIA that offers race walk, and so at most of their meets they do allow open entries, so they'll be competing in the race walk that day. So I don't know how much stitching I'll get done in the evenings coming home from picking up from soccer and track, and I don't think I'll get any done Friday or most of Saturday because I'll be at the track meet all day. So, but we'll see. So I may or may not have a lot to show next week. I'll still film. This one's a short one. I'm only at 16 minutes right now, and I have nothing left to show because I didn't stitch a whole lot. So I have no haul. I spent enough money at Disney World. We since it was just one of my girls and I, we did bring home souvenirs for everybody else, and food at the parks isn't exactly cheap. We ate one meal at the park on Monday, one meal on Tuesday, and then we just packed snacks and ate those the rest of the day. But we still had snacks and stuff. So we had a good time. It was a nice trip for us, just to kind of have some mom-daughter bonding, and it was a good senior trip for her. So with that, I'm going to leave you with a quote. I found this one today, and I liked it a lot. It's from Khalil Gibran. I think that's how it would be said. Beauty is not in the face. Beauty is a light in the heart. And I know I'm getting older and gray and wrinkly, so I'm grateful that beauty is not in the face. It's a light in the heart, and I hope that you all can see the light in my heart and the care I have for each and every friend that I've made through the Flosstube community. And stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching. Bye.